On the first day, Jerry created Ark. On the second day, Jerry created the players of Ark in subsequent balance. On the third day, Jerry created our gift. These 3 days are essential to the religious aspects which govern the Isonautical Church and which hold value in the Thalassian. In its present state, the Isonautical Church holds 3 regional branches, more than 100 members, and a base of faith so strong that it rivals the Abrahamic religions. However, the Church has not always been around, and has undergone many hardships to reach the pinnacle it has today. The day is October 23rd, and 3 intrepid explorers are surveying land in the southern section of an unknown and uninviting island. The land is rough and projects the buzzing of insects and sway of palm fronds. The 3 push through the tough and ungraceful shrubbery. Their goal, as of now, is to identify a proper nesting spot, a place of permanence. They reach a clearing atop a hill. One of the group members, Stronk, exclaims that this would make for an excellent home, while Snoozy, the second member of the group, says that an abode near the shore would be more enjoyable. As the group mulls over possible settling locations, they notice a certain obstruction in the ground, a dirt mound. In this mound, the third member of this group, Fucho, identifies an anomaly. He sees a worm. All go silent. Fucho feels only the emotion given off by the simple creature. But this creature, it is not simple. It is more than that. In a matter of seconds, the worm injects myriads of information into Fucho's mind, filling it to the brim with wisdom. Images of the past and present flash before his eyes. As the other group members, Snoozy and Stronk, look on, they also feel a shower of wisdom wash over themselves. This worm, or this thing, is not what it seems. And now the group realizes they have a greater purpose. Immediately, the 3 begin speaking about what had just occurred. Something so amazing, but so fast. How could the being go so swiftly? Its brilliant blue and purple light, there and gone in just seconds. As they discuss their experiences, they feel the blanket of light on the day fade away. It is time to make a home. Using their newly found carpentry skills, the trio create a small but effective base with which they can sleep safely. It stands just feet away from the mound, as Fucho suggested, building closely to the all-seeing being. During that night, and after the quick efforts to construct this shelter, Fucho begins to murmur miscellaneous lines in his sleep. The whispers tickle the ear and are foreign at first. Strong and Snoozy are worried. What is happening to him? As he murmurs, he begins to sound more coherent, more clear. The 2 take notes of what Fucho is saying in his sleep and record the following. Directive 1. Understand that balance is all-encompassing in our world. Directive 2. Assist your community with positive intent. Directive 3. Reject all other gods as they are merely idols for the weak. And finally, Directive 4. Convey submission towards the Jalango, for they possess the closest connection to Jerry. Fucho finishes his murmurings and awakes to find he is being awed at. Stronk and Snoozy relay everything he had said in his sleep back to him. Directives? Julango? Jerry? So many unrelated things, but the names were beautiful. Jalango. Jerry. It was day 2 on the mysterious and uncharted island, and the trio awoke to find disaster. Their home of no more than 24 hours had been destroyed. It was on this day that Fucho recognized the necessity of dual-phased base placement, a tactic which employs the use of multiple bases on more than just land, but in the air and on the water. Following his constructive revelation, Fucho initiated the building of a new watercraft, a specially designed boat that donned a bow scoop and observation tower. It was an engineering marvel. Using the boat, the group set out inland toward marshy waters, It was musty, and the air flowed as thick as mud. Accompanying the strange atmosphere were new sounds: hissing, screeching, and gurgling, all sounds made by dangerous and aggressive creatures. The boat pushed on through the muck, fighting against the viscous current. Eventually, Snoozy recommended anchoring under some brush near a rocky shore. The boat tilted and smoothly glided to a standstill. After eating a quick meal, Snoozy and Stronk set out onto the shore to scout for civilization, or remnants of it. Peeling across the thickly studded grounds, the two wound up at the gates to a massive tech estate. Its height and positioning of turrets gave off a feeling of aggression, just as the creatures of the swamp had. This whole land breathed ferocity. The two hurried back and spoke of the finding to Fucho. He was stunned to hear that infrastructure in the swamp was so advanced, and so he made an executive decree. In the morning, when all was quiet, the group would set out to new lands. They would take their best equipment and leave by way of resource drop. A new beginning was closing in fast, on a server known as 1317.